This is going to be a short video. It's in regards to the Thailand Prime Minister bickering and ranting, bitching about Singapore government paying Taylor Swift to only perform in Singapore. They're always doing that, political wise. They are crooked politicians, and hence they nurture their own citizens to be just the same, deceitful, liars, always fault finding with anyone. Everything that goes wrong is the other party's fault. They will point finger at the other party. It's never about themselves. They are the perfect ones. They can argue from black to white and white to black, and they are right. Okay, it's the other party that is wrong. And it's the same thing goes right now in this current situation. The political scene is that it's so typical of them to blame that the Singapore government has only extended their invitation solely to Singapore for Taylor Swift performance. Yes, the Singapore government's leaders, I wouldn't even call them politicians, because they are capable people to lead Singapore. They want the best for the Singaporeans and for their countries, and hence they are businessmen like Donald Trump, good businessman, and they are incorruptible, good leadership, and they don't corrupt, they don't blame other people. They create circumstances to their advantage. What is wrong with that? But the stupid Prime Minister comes up and talk as if there is something wrong. They're always blaming people. It's the same thing when I was in Thailand. They're always blaming me for their shortcomings. They don't look at themselves in the mirror. They don't see how stupid and how incompetent they are. And they waste their time bickering and quarreling with people instead of quarreling with people, putting other people down and blaming the other party for all your negligence, your incompetence, your nonchalance, your inefficiencies and unprofessional savagery, corruptions. Why don't you look yourself in the mirror? Try to improve yourself. Petak was one of the good prime ministers, and you voted him out. And the crooked politicians is all like that. And your country people are just about the same as you are. You're always complaining. You're always bickering. You're always blaming other people. And you're the worst in Southeast Asia. Indonesia, do you hear Indonesia talk about that? No. Do you hear Malaysia talk about that? No. Malaysia wants to be like Singapore. They aspire and they learn. But instead of learning from other people, you bicker and you complain. You know what you're only good at? Hurting people. You're Muay Thai, you're the best. So you're good at hurting people. And you should continue to do that. Fight in K1, fight in everything. Other than that, you're a terrible businessman because you're deceitful, you got no integrity, you got no honor. And you cannot do business because nobody wants to do business with you. I don't want to do business with you anymore because you want to hurt people. When you don't get things your way, when things are not done your way, you try to hurt people. You need to realize the world doesn't belong to you, Thailand. The world is shared among so many countries, and there are different principalities. Many, put that aside. There's only one thing you need to learn: honor and integrity, which you have none. You have none. You have absolutely nothing. You're just a deceitful bunch of conspiring, disgusting liars. You can argue, you can lie from black to white, white to black. You can fabricate stories. You're better in that than the Albanians. You're so disgusting. You disgust me. And honestly, I'm so glad. I'm so glad now that I want to have nothing to do with you. I'll never return to Thailand, and I implore all my friends never to visit this country. It's a godforsaken country. Okay, you steal, you rob, you cheat. The tourists in Phuket, look at your tour operators. They deliberately scratched the jet ski, and then they turn around and say that their customers scratched the jet ski. You don't have long foresight. You keep doing that to people. People talk about it. And what you do to me, people talk about it. What you do to the Taiwanese girl, the Chinese girl, people talk. People do talk on social media too. You can't stop people. What? No freedom of speech? That's what you are. You're worse than communists. You're a communist country that cover up as a democratic. Okay? It's disgusting. All right, you guys should look yourself in the mirror and look. A 5-star hotel can become a mercenary, a thug, and you bully your own guests. You bite the hand that feeds you. You're disgusting. I have nothing to say to you, but you know what? Yeah, all this concert will be in Japan. The last few concerts were also in Tokyo. And now Taylor Swift is in Singapore. Because, think about it. Think. You'd rather be in Malaysia or even Indonesia, but not you. Because you have no honor. You have no integrity. Black can become white, white can become black. You're self-righteous. Singapore political leaders are real leaders. They are incorruptible. They are very sharp focused to bring the country to the best where it can be. No bullshit. Singapore government is no bullshit, focused, incorruptible, no corruption. Just bring the country to the best where it can be for themselves, for the country, for the citizens. Can you even do that? You're squabbling, you are killing each other, you're fighting each other, you're so petty, you're so small. Japan, honor and integrity. The government, when they fail something, they step down. You don't want to step down. Nobody likes you, and yet you're still there. So, good riddance to bad rubbish. Stop complaining. Work on yourself instead of complaining that the Singapore government paid. What? They're good businessmen. It's a businessman. Donald Trump would have done the same thing too. It's just what good businessmen do. Secure a good deal to be number one in the region. And that's why Singapore and Japan will always be number one. And I love Japan and Singapore with all my heart. So, shame on you. Look yourself in the mirror before you blame other people. Good riddance to bad rubbish.